Hey guys, Jacqueline Fernandez here at the Alert Center. First Alert 6 Scam School is back. We have yet another scam for you. Our Josh Planos with the Better Business Bureau is going to join us now live to talk a little bit about this interesting scam from a fake company called Beacon Crate. And somebody, Josh, actually lost upwards of $5,000 on this one, right?
Yeah, Jacqueline, we received a report from a Nebraskan this month. In fact, it was a week ago that indicated that they had spent more than a month working for a company called Beacon Crate. And what they were asked to do was to unbox, repackage, and reroute goods to the UK, which sounds like, honestly, a great deal for a lot of folks who are looking for remote or hybrid work arrangements. But they later realized that the job wasn't real, and by then they had lost more than $5,300 in wages. So they were effectively providing free work for a company that uh, seems like it doesn't exist to begin with, or if it does exist, it does not exist in the context in which this person was recruited and hired to perform the task. We call these things reshipping scams, and these are particularly popular because unfortunately, it caters to a lot of the expectations and wishes of somebody who is looking to work on their own hours, at their own
Right.
leisure, do things from the comfort of their own home. And unfortunately, people are willing to look past kind of the hallmarks of a scam when they're presented with an arrangement that meets what it is that they are looking for.
Yeah, and this is so sad. I mean, you think you finally got that great job that you've always wanted, and then bam, right? So I'm gonna head forward here, and so a lot of people at home might be asking themselves, why are these scams particularly insidious? That's the verbiage that you used in the press release that you sent my way. Tell us a little bit about why these are so awful.
These types of positions, it's frequently folks who are operating on the margins, right? So they really do need to be working remote or hybrid. Maybe they've got, a difficult family situation. Maybe they need to be in a place where they need to have that level of flexibility. So you're already pulling from a pool of people that feels like they really need this opportunity to hit, and it needs to be really in line with what their expectations are. What's concerning about what was reported here is that this person went through a full on hiring process. They filled out tax documentation. They experienced what felt like real onboarding. Everything felt like what they would anticipate a normal job felt like. And, as we found, this is somebody working for more than a month for a company, right? This is not somebody who
Wow.
applied for something and they heard good news and ultimately it wasn't real. This is somebody who spent a month of their life, right, committed to a company, committed to providing the work that they thought they would be compensated for, and then receive nothing in return. So I would say that some of the reason why it's insidious is that it really does prey upon the trust that folks give to employers. I mean, think about how much we trust the companies that hire us to do the work that we do. But it's also insidious because it's really preying upon people who are frankly in need of that paycheck.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Now, is there anything else that you want us to know, Josh? Anything specifically about this company in particular, or just a shout out for Nebraskans in general to look out for these too good to be true job situations?
Well, I would underline what you just said, which is these are too good to be true. The way this person found out about this opportunity was they were solicited for the job. They did not apply for it, at least directly. They applied based off the solicitation. So if companies contact you out of nowhere, if they offer easy work from home pay, that should really be treated as a red flag. Again, it's very difficult to convince yourself when something good happens to you that you need to, tread carefully with it. And most of us would be thrilled if a employer with a lucrative salary reached out and said, "I know you would be a great fit for this job." But the reality is that's typically not how recruitment works. Usually you need to
Yeah.
put your hat in the ring, you need to apply for that position. In a lot of cases, people are truly being cold solicited for new
Hmm.
opportunities. And if you've never heard of that company before, as is the case with this person and this Beacon Crate enterprise, that is something that you should really, really think long and hard about before you provide the information that is required to apply for a position. I mean, Jacqueline,
Yeah.
think about everything that you offer to a company when you apply for a position. That information in the wrong hands would be really, really problematic, right? And so most of us should at least know that the company is deserving of that trust and deserving of
Mhm.
that risk that you are going to take upon to before you apply for that position.
Yeah, good call. And, unfortunately for me, I mean, I've never received a legitimate text message that said, "Hey, we want you to work for our company and we're going to pay you this amount," right? So it's like if you get that unsolicited text message or you get that strange looking email, I mean, there's a reason that the scammers are putting these things out there for you because it looks too good to be true, right? Like we're saying. So you want to click on and go, "Oh my gosh, finally my hard work is being recognized," this kind of thing. But unfortunately, that's just not the way it works. So good to know. Good reminder for all of us today at the First Alert 6 scam school alert centers. So, anything else that you think is important to add, Josh, or can we wrap it up from here?
Well, one thing I would just bold is that you should never accept a job that asks you to receive and reship packages. Reshipping scams got very, very popular during COVID, but they were popular 40 years ago as well, right? This is something that has been around for generations. Legitimate employers don't need personal addresses to forward merchandise. Logistically, if you just think about it, this would be
Mm-hmm.
almost by definition slowing down the process to have the
Right.
package come to you. You unbox it, you rebox it, you send it on its way. You could see why that would be advantageous for a criminal enterprise, which is how a lot of these organizations operate, is they use a mule to get that information, that material to its intended target. Don't be the mule. Again, it sounds great because you can work from your own home and effectively need to have, scissors and tape to do this job, but it's really problematic. None of us want to contribute to a criminal enterprise, but that's sadly what a lot of these reshipping scams look like.
Yeah, I mean, I just tell myself, you are not Amazon. So there you go. That's maybe part of it too. All right, Josh. Well, thanks for the scam alert for us, and hopefully more Nebraskans won't be following suit with that one. So appreciate your time, and nice to see you again.
Nice to see you, Jacqueline.
All right, we'll see you next week. Okay, so in moving ahead, here are some of the tips, things we want you to be aware of. Josh and I were talking about this pretty much ad nauseum today, but there's a consumer reminder that we need you to keep abreast. Now, if it seems too good to be true, dot, 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 it likely is, right? So if this dream job from your house pays a lot of money and you find yourself, you're the Amazon package and shipping guy, probably not what you really think you signed up for. Also, you can search for the legitimacy of a company at the bbb.org. You can do a reverse search on Google and all that stuff that Josh recommends for different scams as well. So, something to take note of there. In the meantime, thanks so much for joining us at the Alert Center. We'll see you later.